Welcome to TOI Auto. I'm Abhilasha Singh and this is the new 2023 Range Rover Sport. This particular car that you see here is the HSE Dynamic variant. Now, this is priced at 1.68 crore. Why, if you ask? Let me explain. So in the 2023 model year, does the Range Rover Sport now look any different? Well, thankfully there are no radical changes, but the car is now definitely sleeker. And the drag coefficient on this car in fact is 15% less than it used to be. Plus there is the addition of these neat looking accents on the bumper as well, which is finished in copper. The alloy wheels are new as well. This one gets 22-inch ones, plus you can also opt to get 23-inch alloys if you'd like. Over onto the sides, the minimalistic design approach continues. Now we are on the side of the car, so let me talk to you about the ground clearance. 166 mm is the lowest it can be. It can be increased to 216 mm as well, and if you're going to take it on some hardcore off-roading, you can increase it further to 281 mm. The 2023 model, in fact, is now longer and the wheelbase has been stretched as well. The minimalistic design approach that I just mentioned, it continues at the rear as well. And this is the petrol version that you're looking at. So the mufflers on this one are quite prominent, but on the diesel ones, they will be covered. Now let's talk about these two little shark fins that you see on the top, which has a camera, and that is for the rear view mirror. So you can have a clear view of the rear of this car because this is a sizable car really, and you need to have a good view at the back. And this is what the feed from the rear camera we just showed you looks like. Now let me walk you through the features in the cabin, of which there are a lot, beginning with the 13.1-inch touchscreen that you get for the infotainment system. Now it looks good, it's actually curved, and also the touch is really good on it. You've got a lot of information from your phone connectivity to navigation and media, plus there are details like wheel info, water weighting, and your air quality, because this also has an air filter. Speaking of phone connectivity, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, that's wireless connectivity for you right there. And this is complemented by a 13.7-inch instrument cluster. Well, you can customize this the way you want. You could have the maps over here like I do, or if you're using cruise control, you can have those details, or the usual speedo and tacho if you like. And the new Range Rover Sport comes loaded with safety features, which include ADAS functionality as well, like lane keep, warning and assist. Then it keeps an eye on the driver. If the driver gets drowsy, there's a warning for that. And during cruise control, if the driver does not respond to a situation, the car will brake on its own. Now let's move this along to creature comforts, because this is a truly luxurious car. The seats are 10-way adjustable, of course electronically controlled. There are 2 glove boxes and plenty of storage spaces all around you. Plus there is a refrigerator compartment that you can have added to your Range Rover Sport. Then there's the question of lighting. Well, that's completely customizable. You can have pink or purple or red, however you like. And it's also intelligent in a way that the lights can change based on the speeds that you're doing. Now that's interesting. Powering this model of the new Range Rover Sport is a 3-liter petrol engine that delivers 395 horsepower and 515 Newton meters of torque. Now the Range Rover, as luxurious as it is, Land Rover wanted to be that true off-roader that it's always been so celebrated for. So we will refrain from commenting upon what it performs like, but then off-roading is one major part of this car. Let me tell you more about it. Speaking of the engine, you must also know about the driving modes on board. There's Eco, there's Comfort, Grass, Gravel, Snow if you're going to go off-roading, or there's Mud Ruts, Sand, and if you're going to be wading through some water. Speaking of which, the water wading capability of the new Range Rover Sport has been increased tremendously as well. Then the car gets terrain management system, which uses preemptive suspension. That simply means that it uses information from the navigation to know where the car is and to be more aware of the surroundings based on data from its location as well. Plus, it has 4 cameras around the car, so it also gives you a 3D projection of the exact location and positioning of the cars, which makes it easier to park and also, of course, during off-roading as well. Now, Land Rovers say that the new Range Rover Sport is pegged towards a driver-centric performance, but even so, the rear seats, well, as comfortable as you'd like them to be. A very, very comfortable place to be, and like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, the wheelbase has been stretched, which means it now has more leg room as well. A few things new on the rear bench is the electronic adjustment for seat reclining. In addition to the vents in the middle for the rear passengers, there's another one right here as well. Plus, the finish on the grab handle, it feels much nicer with a leather finish, much like a leather briefcase, if you will. There's also a little light around the seatbelt buckles, which is a very small addition, but a very neat and convenient one at that. At this point, I believe I need to mention the chauffeur mode on the Range Rover Sport. If you turn on the chauffeur mode, what happens is the seat in front of you is pushed right towards the front, so you have even more legroom than there already is. There are plenty of charging ports around for the rear passengers as well. Now, let me tell you about the entertainment in the cabin. Well, it gets 19 speakers as standard in the Meridian sound system, but you can also get that upgraded to a 29 speaker system as well. Like we mentioned, the car is now longer, the wheelbase is longer, so the boot space has been increased to 835 liters. To make that convenient and bring the loading bay at a more easy access, you can increase or decrease the height as well. So recently, the Range Rover and Range Rover Sport received a 5-star rating in the Euro NCAP safety testing. Speaking of the Range Rover, we have driven it and we have reviewed it as well. You can head over to TOI Auto YouTube channel for a detailed review. And we will soon be driving the Sport as well and tell you even more than what we have been able to today. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Until next time.